In this video, we're going to talk about how criminals set up parking lot attacks and how to spot them early. So let's get started. I think many of us can picture leaving a grocery store with packages or bags headed to our cars. But what most people don't realize is that many parking lot attacks start long before the victim reaches their car. And that's what we're going to talk about today, folks, and how you can spot these signs of danger early. So let's get started. So what are criminals looking for? They're looking for distracted people, people on their phones, people carrying bags, people fumbling for their keys, people loading groceries, people coming back to their cars alone rather than with a group of people. They're looking for targets who don't scan their surroundings. So if you're walking with your head down, if you're looking at your phone, if you're not looking side to side, if you don't have that head up, you could be a target. Here are some common parking lot setups. Number one, the distraction approach. Someone walks up and asks you a question. Hey, can you tell me how to get to so-and-so? Do you have the time? Do you know where I can get this? They want to get in that conversational distance. We talked about that before in a previous video. They want to get close to you. Number two, the follow from the store tactic. So someone watches you inside a store. They watch you buy that new phone or that expensive piece of jewelry, or they just see that you look like someone who's carrying an expensive bag or someone that they want to target. So they'll follow you from the store. Number three, the Good Samaritan setup. This is where one or more people target you and say, hey, I noticed your tire's flat. I can help you change it. These usually occur when people watch someone withdraw cash or buy something valuable. They follow them to another location. One person will damage the car, slash the tire. Another person will say, hey, I noticed your tire's flat. So while they're distracted, getting quote unquote help from this person, another person from the team will enter the vehicle from the other side and withdraw the bag or the cash or the item. And number four, the vehicle ambush. So this would be someone who's waiting inside a nearby car or just hiding by your car or a spot in the parking garage that you can't see until you get too close. I did another video on situational awareness. I'll put a link in the description for all these videos that I'm referencing, folks. Some early warning signs that people miss. Someone that's walking directly toward you or a sudden change of direction. So in this video, you see this person seemingly pops out of nowhere and all of a sudden he's on a collision course with this person. Another sign that people miss is someone watching instead of walking somewhere. So in certain transitional spaces like parking lots, sidewalks, you expect people to be doing some type of activity. It's unusual to see someone just standing there watching other people. A vehicle slowly circling a parking lot or parking garage. So usually vehicles pull in and they find a parking spot, or they're in the parking garage and they want to leave. They don't usually circle slowly looking around unless they're looking for a parking spot. Here are some practical safety strategies, folks. Keep your hands free when you're walking to the car. Obviously, you want to have your phone accessible, but maybe not necessarily in your hand. If you carry a self-defense device like a pepper spray or pepper gel or a taser, you might want to have that handy in one of your hands, either in your hand or readily accessible. If you conceal carry, obviously you want to have that accessible. We talked about the strobe flashlight. I know some of our viewers are in different countries and they say you're not even allowed to carry pepper spray or pepper gel. I don't know of any country, and correct me if I'm wrong, folks, that prevents or says that a flashlight is illegal to carry. So if you have that strobe flashlight, that can be something that you can shine in someone's face, especially at night, which can temporarily blind them or do what we cause a pause in combat. So if someone's trying to attack you and you shine that light, that can cause a temporary pause, enough for you to get away or go for another self-defense device. You want to maintain distance from strangers. Remember, we said how distance is your friend. Typically, the farther away you are from a threat, the more time you have and the more options you have. You want to use barriers. We talked in a previous video about using that shopping cart at the grocery store as a barrier. Also using your car door. You see in this video, this woman is using an empty cardboard box as a barrier. She did a great job of keeping this man at bay until other bystanders chased him away. You can scan before unlocking your vehicle. Of course, you should be scanning on your way to your vehicle. Head is up. You're walking confidently. You're not walking with your head down. I understand that some people, depending on where you are, you don't want to stare anybody down. You don't want to provoke anyone. I'm talking about being confident, keeping your head up and showing people around you that you are aware of what's going on around you. You are actively looking, just trying to let people that are close to you know you are aware and you see them. If something doesn't look right to you, you can always turn around and go back to the store. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care and stay safe.